my man boobs. There we go.
I'm going to keep that part in.
Do that.
Ramie Makhlouf!
Hey! Bart Winkler.
See, the thing is, I wanted to talk to Ramie, and it's been a while since
it's been a minute.
You and I communicated leading up to the tailgate that it was too hot for you.
I couldn't do it, dude. I'm sorry. I felt bad about that one.
You were going to be the surprise guest. It was going to be great.
I was looking forward to it. Like I was on the road trip back to Milwaukee from Sacramento when I got that text, and my girlfriend will attest to this. I got excited when I got that text. I was like, hell yeah, I got my first thing to do when I get to Milwaukee. I had no plans with anyone, Bart. I was excited for it. And then it was surface of the sun hot out there at American Family Field, and I just don't handle that well, dude. That's part of the reason I left Sacramento. So I apologize. I'm sorry, and I feel bad about it, but your tailgate would have been no fun if I died. That would not have been fun for you or your many, many listeners.
What I learned is the tailgate part was kind of breezy. We had tents. Yeah. The tailgate part is like, yeah, this is warm. Once you got into the stadium, it was death. So if it was 100 outside, maybe felt like 95, it was like 130, 135 in there, man.
And I should have come then. Now I regret it even more because I told you.
Well, how we didn't know.
That morning we spoke, and I told you if I do come, I'm only coming for the tailgate. I'm not staying for the game. So if the tailgate was not too uncomfortable, I feel even more like I should have done it, and I feel even worse about not doing it. Do we have another Bart Winkler tailgate coming up anytime soon that I can make up for it?
I might try to. So there's been other shows that have done get-togethers on like Thursday nights. Let's say the Huddle.
Okay.
I might try to do like the Bart Winkler hurry up. At a bar.
I don't hate it.
1840 Brewing, who helped with the tailgate.
Dude, I love that place. Yeah. I love that place. I've done a comedy show at that place, and it's one of my best heckler stories. I don't know if you want to hear it, but it's one of my best. Although it wasn't even a heckle, it was just somebody who's too into the show, if anything. But I love that bar, and they have many, many, many delicious beers there.
Yeah, so I might do a hurry up there.
Okay. Hit me up.
Tim Shea always goes.
I'll pop in for a hurry up.
Tim Shea always goes to this bar in West Dallas.
I'll come through for a quickie.
Yeah, just a hurry up because it's a hurry up offense.
Right. Oh.
We're not doing the huddle.
Oh. Got it. Okay.
We're doing the hurry up.
Gotcha. All right.
This is a good time to have you on because a lot of different things, but personally in my life, I've got this really bad cough when I can't laugh. So I thought I'd get the unfunniest person I know on.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, you sounded bad. I actually made you laugh before the cameras were turned on. You act like I'm not funny when the cameras are on, but I had you cackling before you turned the cameras on, and you don't sound good, dude. You don't sound well. Are you all right?
I went to the. I went to the doctor. I got a bunch of drugs I'm picking up after this.
Okay.
So we're gonna be all good.
What do we got? Bronchitis or what's? I don't want to.
He said it was like one of 200 cold strains.
Okay. All right. I don't want to violate your HIPAA rights, so I'll stop the questioning.
I'm not getting enough. I'm not using enough of my oxygen.
That sounds like a problem, bro.
Yeah.
You're not a smoker?
No. She didn't. I don't know if she believed that. I had all the symptoms. She's like, your teeth look like shit too. I go, nah, I just don't brush, fam. That's not from menthol.
That's just coffee.
You know what I've been doing?
Coffee and Mountain Dew.
You know what I never knew?
What's that?
So I bought the shampoo the other day. All my life, I bought different shampoos.
Mm-hmm.
Dove, Suave, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter to me what the shampoo is.
Yeah.
and I've never had this problem. And then recently, I bought a shampoo. I barely look at the thing. As long as it says shampoo, I buy it.
Do you just buy the cheapest or what?
No, I buy a $6-7 bottle.
Okay.
And then I do shampoo the other day. It's burning my scalp. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I look at it. It says caffeine and menthol.
What?
In the shampoo.
What? Why? Why do
I'm
I
like,
like caffeine and menthol in my shampoo?
I've never had this problem before.
Although I've tried a peppermint shampoo, conditioner, body wash set once or twice, and it is invigorating. Peppermint, invigorating.
So I threw it out. And then I just went to the shelf the next time. I accidentally bought caffeine and menthol again. I'm in the shower and I go, you've got to be fucking shitting me.
Did it leave any damage? Like a red scalp or anything?
What if I took off my hat right now and it was just like it looked like
blisters?
Mars. Like the planet Mars. Not that I know of. That'd be bad. So you left Sacramento.
I did.
I loved your sign off. First of all, it's great when someone gets a sign off.
Yeah.
It's a rare thing.
That's very generous of them to let me do that, even given the short time I was there.
But you were just like, this is going to make me laugh. You were just like, hey, Sacramento, I just flat out don't like being here. Like, you guys are great people, but it's too hot and I miss my parents. I've got no friends.
That's what it boiled down to. You nailed it. It's not anything wrong.
But you didn't even like sugarcoat it. You were just flat out like at one time I think you're like, I'm depressed. I think you said the word.
I was for a minute, man. And that's not a knock on Sacramento. Are you okay, bro?
No, you were really like, this is like a utopia place on this planet.
It's a good place.
I just don't like being here.
It's a good place. It's just not the place for me, man. You know what I mean? You gotta find the right fit and where you belong. And my whole life, Bart, is on a stretch of I-94 from between Chicago and Minneapolis. And it's hard to change that at 43 years old. You know what I mean? Want to be around friends, want to be around family, want to be back where I could sit down with a Bart Winkler, even though he hasn't done that yet with me since I've been back. I just want to be back, with my people and around all the people and places that I love. So I'm here with no job, but I'm here.
So we're speaking on this show.
Yes.
And we had a tailgate, and I was the one that reached out to you on both. So don't act like
that is true.
Don't act like you came back here and are waiting for me to call you.
I mean, I have thrown it out there a couple times, like, hey, let's grab some lunch or a beer. But it's cool.
Okay. In the next month, we have to minimum have lunch together.
I'm down.
Because you and I have very open schedules.
Yes, we do. That's a kind way of saying neither of us has a real job.
This is really a test of like, you know how people are always like, we should do this, we should do this. I talked to my one friend and we're like, all right, I guess we'll see you. And she's like, yeah, you want to do the thing where we're going to say like our kids will play together at the playground and but we never do. You're like, okay, we can do that. But you and I have the ability.
We do.
To see each other.
Yes, we do.
Like each other.
Yep.
Have nothing going on.
Nothing.
So the only thing that would get in our way, I guess, is laziness. Which
is a valid reason not to get together.
Pretty big hurdle.
Just pure laziness.
Yeah.
That's why, honestly, stand-up comedy was very good for me on a social level, Bart, because you don't have to make plans with your friends to go and see your friends. You know what I mean? You go out to an open mic, you go out to a show, and you all just end up at the same place at the same time. It's not that thing where you go, oh, yeah, let's meet at such and such a place at such and such a time and sit down for a meal and or a drink. You just all end up at the same place at the same time, which I think is the perfect way for me to socialize. And I think you're the same way. Like, it's not that I don't want to get together with people. It's just hard for me to reach out and make plans with people. It's not an easy
thing. This is why, like, and you don't remember it, but with like college or high school, like you're in such close quarters with so many people that you know, and you can just go out on Friday. Who are you going out with? I'll find someone.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we're all going to end up at the same.
Meet me down there. You meet me down there at 9. I'm going now. There'll be someone I know.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't do that. You can't do that anymore.
But let's make it happen. You and me.
Okay.
Lunch. All right. Coffee.
Yeah.
At least coffee.
Coffee.
We could do coffee.
Lunch and a beer.
Okay, that's fine too. I don't want to put too much pressure on you. I'm down for lunch and a beer. I'm down. Did
we go out once to the Vanguard together?
Never been to the Vanguard. We went to what was your spot? The one that was in Major League.
Fourth base?
Fourth base.
I took you to fourth base?
Yeah, me, you, and Toby, and I believe who was
yeah, Sammy
Schmitz. Us and our young producers.
I did take you guys there.
Yeah, you did. It was a good time.
My gift cards did not cover the full meal.
I do remember that. I do indeed remember that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll do lunch. All right. Want to talk to you about 4 players specifically. They're all NFL quarterbacks.
Okay.
First of all, did you know Pete Crow was Armstrong's mom? So that's that talent you brought up?
The prospect the Cubs called up yesterday.
His mom is the mom in Little Big League.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I should fact check it. I saw one tweet that said that.
That the ages don't seem to line up there. Little Big League was how many years ago?
91.
If she was the mom in that, she's got to be.
She's 63 years old, Ashley Crow.
And her son just got to the majors?
Yeah, he's 21. She had him in her 40s.
Good for her. All right. Can be done, I guess, huh?
Do you like Little Big League better than Rookie of the Year? You've been in both markets now.
No, I think Rookie of the Year was better. Honestly, I don't remember Little Big League all that great. The name definitely. What was Little Big League about? Which one was that?
12-year-old takes over as manager.
Oh, I do remember
the Twins.
No, give me Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Little Big League's better.
If you say so. I think it's just the Cubs hate, but if you say so.
No. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's fine. It's good. All right, so that was the Brewers Cubs arbitrary talking here. I don't care about anything else.
Get me out at the end of September, and we'll do more of that.
4 quarterbacks I want to talk about.
I know which. Can I guess which 4 before we get into them?
Yeah, I think that I don't. Yeah, it's Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson. Give me the 4. You know the 4.
Yeah, it's Rodgers, Allen, Love, and Fields. Right.
So where do you want to start? Let's start with Fields and Love.
Okay.
And I was conversating with a Bears fan, and you're not all the same. I get it, but he was very upset, and he goes, "Love sucks," and he beat us. Love doesn't suck. Okay.
No.
Now, we only saw really one game, and how much of that was system, how much was Love. I mean, when Love fumbled the football, picked it up and threw it, that looked pretty good to me. Yeah, he was 15 for 27. That means 12 incompletions, okay? There were times when he tried to run the football, and I think he legitimately thought he was a train because his running style is terrible. But I feel very good about Jordan Love as my quarterback. Justin Fields, I've thought has been very good. I loved him coming out of Ohio State. I was very
you were upset. A fan. You were
very upset when the Bears
took him. One of the few Bears that you could get down with.
Very upset when you guys took him. This is like the worst possible scenario for him. New team, coach and GM that know they're getting fired. Don't start him. Are you like, I don't have a question, so just talk about that.
No, I know where you're going with this, Bart, and you set me up perfectly for how I feel about this whole quarterback
because
situation.
I got to tell you, I know that the Bears, whatever, I've never been like, this was just a different sort of happy that I felt.
Oh, I get it. Jordan Love doesn't.
Because of how cocky Bears fans were.
Jordan Love doesn't suck. But from day one, what I've said, and I think one thing you can give me credit for, Bart, is yes, I'm a Bears fan, but I know what it is when it comes to the Bears and the Packers. And the Bears are just a terrible franchise. Top to bottom, they're a terrible franchise. It starts with ownership, and it trickles all the way down to what we see on the field. And I've said from day one that the Bears drafted Justin Fields, and the Packers already had Jordan Love. Justin Fields is the better prospect. He's the more talented guy. He has more tools, whatever cliche you want to use when you're talking about quarterbacks. Justin Fields is the better raw ball of clay of the two guys for somebody to work with. But the Packers know what to do with quarterbacks. The Packers know.
Well, the Packers would have drafted Fields. It's a year apart, right?
Yes. Both those guys in the same situation, Justin Fields turns out to be the better quarterback.
If that was Justin Fields' first start as QB1 and Jordan Love was the quarterback for the Bears, the Packers would have won the game.
Yes. The Bears break quarterbacks. The Packers develop them. We have this notion, this idea that great quarterbacks just fall from the sky being great quarterbacks. No, man. They have to be put in position to succeed. They have to be coached up. They have to be developed. And the Bears don't know how to do that. They haven't known how to do that my whole life, Bart. I don't know if I've ever seen the full potential of a Bears quarterback. And I'm not saying Jay Cutler would have been a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying Mitch Trubisky would have looked like the number 1 pick or number 2 pick in the draft and worth all the trades, all the draft picks that they traded to go up there and get them. I'm just saying I don't know that I've ever seen the full potential of a Bears quarterback, and I don't know that I'll ever see the full potential of Justin Fields. And I felt that way from day one. And it was never a knock on Justin Fields. It was a knock on the Bears as an organization and what they do to every quarterback that they ever get their hands on. Meanwhile, the Packers, it's not just that Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre fell from the sky and were great for the Packers from day one. No, they knew how to mold those guys into the quarterbacks that they were. And not to take any credit away from them. Players need coaches. Coaches need players. Everybody needs, and this isn't just a sports thing, everybody needs a good environment to work in to succeed. And the Packers know how to give that to their quarterbacks, and the Bears just don't and never have and possibly never will in my lifetime is where I'm at right now.
Well, that's a bummer. And I think that if I were to take over for the Bears, one of the things I've been saying this week is why the win was so satisfying for me was like this division. I mean, I hate Minnesota so much, but I didn't hear a word from Minnesota this offseason about the Packers. The Lions are super focused on being good. Looks like they are. The Packers are doing their own thing. The Bears, I would take over and I'd say, look, the word Packers doesn't exist. I don't want, if I hire you as a GM, I don't want you saying we're going to do 2 things around here, win the North and beat the Packers. And we don't enough feeding, the pores, all these scraps. No more Packers. Don't interview about the Packers. Hey, it's Bears Packers week. What do you think? Honestly, we just need to win a football game. It doesn't matter who we play against. I would just they're 0-9 against LaFleur, for Christ's sakes. He's not that good. So I would just take the eternal sunshine Packers out of their mind, okay, and just be the Bears. And when you see the G on the other side of the field, it stands for Germantown or something different. Because you got it, this obsession with the Packers, it's only going to get worse. And the fact that they lost this game, I think they'll beat Tampa this week, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know, Bart.
I thought at the beginning of the year, their schedule, 7.5 wins over, was the lock.
No,
maybe not.
I had lower expectations than most. I thought 7, maybe 8 wins. So I was right in line with what Vegas was saying with the 7.5. But I had a lot of Bears fans, and I think this is where you were about to go with it when you said you didn't hear anything from Minnesota all offseason. I know there were a lot of Bears fans. I know a lot of Bears fans personally who got their hopes up coming into this season. My expectations were lower than a lot, and what I saw in week 1 is making me temper my expectations even more. The defense was trash. The offensive line is trash. You got DJ Moore. You gave up the number 1 pick for him and orchestrated 2 targets to him over the course of 4 quarters of football. I've seen 18 games of Luke Getsy as the offensive coordinator, have yet to be impressed by a game plan or his development and coaching of Justin Fields.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Who did you say?
Luke Getsy.
No, it's pronounced Luke Getsy.
Luke Getsy.
Yeah.
I'm yet to be impressed by that guy. And you came out in week 1 against your arch rival in what was supposed to be a new era in Bears football with Aaron Rodgers being gone, and just came out totally flat, which is an indictment on Eberflus, and all of this is an indictment on the GM that they hired last year, Ryan Poles. I don't see them building anything here, Bart, and I think it goes deeper than the Bears and Packers and being scared by the G on the helmet. I think the Packers are just a much better organization, top to bottom. Not just the product that you see on the field. They're a better organization, top to bottom.
Well, they made a pretty good trade this offseason, trading 4 plays of Aaron Rodgers for a couple of picks. I was really excited. I was excited for a couple things. I was excited to watch Rodgers be bad, but I was also excited to want him to be bad, and then he had a good week, and then I'm all flustered about it. I was just excited to feel, him getting hurt. It takes the fun out of Jets, Cowboys, Rodgers, McCarthy. It takes the fun out of Jets, Chiefs, Jets, Eagles. There's all these games that were going to be super fun. It takes the fun out of it. I don't know that he's ever going to play again. I think he'll try.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if you. I think it's hard for a guy as good as him and with as much pride and ego as he has to go out on a cart for his last NFL game. But I also think he catches some flack for this. He's a guy with a lot of perspective and thoughts about things away from the football field, and given a whole season off the field and contemplating this injury and entering his 40s, it might be the last time that we see Aaron Rodgers on a football field. I don't know that that's out of the realm of possibility, but yeah, I'm with you, Bart. I like watching the guy play football, all the BS aside, and some of it I see eye to eye with Aaron Rodgers, and a lot of it I disagree with him vehemently. But all that BS aside, I enjoy watching the dude play football, no matter what uniform he's wearing. And it was tough for me to say that. I just dropped my phone. Tough for me to say that for a long time, being a Bears fan and watching him play for the Packers. But I do love watching the guy play football.
I got to edit all this shit out.
That injury sucks.
I demand perfection on this show.
I'm sorry, I dropped my phone. My bad. And honestly, Bart, I know, look, man, there are jokes. There's always jokes. Anything can be joked about, and I laughed at some of them last night. But the actual, genuine joy,
I hope not all of them. There were some bad ones.
There were some bad ones. But the beyond jokes, I was out last night. I went to an open mic. The actual pure and real joy that a lot of Packers fans, not all of them, but a lot of them that I saw in person and on social media, that was a bad look for the Packers fan base last night, man. And for a lot of you made yourselves look bad last night.
I don't think there was a lot of joy that Rodgers was hurt.
Oh, there was.
No.
There was.
No.
You're not going to deny that, are you? I was on Twitter last night. I know you were on Twitter last night. There were people.
Well, there were people cheering at the bar because they were going to get free drinks, and then they didn't.
Yeah, even that. You don't cheer a man getting hurt. That's not cool.
You do if it's going to give you $300 worth of free booze.
Those people deserve to have to pay for their drinks. That was karma coming back around. Is all that was. That was a bad look for a lot of Packers fans yesterday. And it's
there
a
was
good
one Jets fan there at Jack's. I hope the bar at least covered his tab. There was one Jets fan that you saw on TV.
I saw a guy wearing a Packers 12 jersey standing right behind one of the news reporters that was out there. I don't know if he was rooting for. I don't know what the deal was, but there was there was a significant faction of Packers fandom yesterday that was making the rest of y'all look bad. I won't say a majority, but there was a significant faction of y'all that was making the rest of y'all look bad in how you were celebrating that man going down with an injury yesterday.
Well, I'm choosing to be blind to it. For it does not fit my narrative.
I saw a lot of it and heard a lot of it.
We've fought about Josh Allen before.
Uh-oh.
I think
you just froze up on me, Bart.
I'm right here.
Oh, you're back.
I'm right here, man.
Perfection on this show.
Yeah, well, Tim Shea will edit it and post.
Okay, good.
Watching Josh Allen on Monday night have 4 turnovers.
Oh, Josh Allen, you said.
Yeah. He was so bad.
How bad was he?
Well, he was so bad. It proved me right.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. You think it proves you right because you always said Josh Allen was bad, and it proves you right. It proves me right because Josh Allen has such a good few years on tape that we can look at his game and be like, that was a bad game. I need my editor. I need a professional editor, but there's a theory here that I'm working with.
Wait, so you're saying because he's looked so good?
Yeah.
That's how we know last night was bad?
Yes. I'm saying because the guy I saw last night was shit.
Yes. Yes, he was.
But the guy you've been talking about, I saw last night what you've been seeing this whole time.
Precisely. What I've been seeing.
But you've been wrong the whole time.
Nobody else, short of Nick Wright and a couple other people on Twitter, have seen, which is that there was a lot of smoke and mirrors, and there was a lot of fool's gold and a lot of that success that Josh Allen had early on. And then on top of that, you had, the golden boy narrative that was out there, and y'all just follow QB narratives like sheep, like Tom Brady is the GOAT, like Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy and did the Packers wrong, like Josh Allen is the next big thing. And I could have told you all 3 of those things were wrong, but people like you, Bart Winkler, won't listen to me. Do you realize that Josh Allen is averaging 2 turnovers a game since the start of last season? Do you realize Josh Allen has turned the ball over more than anybody in the NFL since coming into the league, not just in the last 2 years? Do you realize that Josh Allen has consistently been a terrible decision maker in the red zone, near the end zone, and in big game situations, short of one shootout he had with Patrick Mahomes that went to double or triple overtime that forced them to change the overtime rules? And he's gone on to lose in every overtime he's played in since they changed the overtime rules for him.
5, yep.
The dude has been overhyped, and a lot of y'all bought the fool's gold. And it's time for you to have a come to Jesus moment and say Ramie was right about Josh Allen. All of you out there need to have that moment and say Ramie was right and Josh Allen ain't all that.
I don't like the access that people like you are privy to these days. When you have true football minds like me.
Yes.
You guys use all these stats like turnovers and win-loss. When I was growing up, we saw a guy play like that. We called him a gunslinger and gave him 3 MVPs in a row.
No, because I'm a big Brett Favre guy. And that's the name that a lot of people will throw at me when I tell them the problems in Josh Allen's game. The difference between Josh Allen and Brett Favre is that when Brett Favre made bad decisions in big situations, it wasn't him panicking and just throwing the ball up in the air or running into a pile of defenders and fumbling. That was him going, nah, I'm good enough to make that throw. Josh Allen panics. Josh Allen makes terrible decisions. And I've been saying, I remember in his second year in the league, an interview I watched, and I've tried to find it, Bart, because people don't believe me. I can't find it, and I don't care if you believe me or not. I remember an interview with Josh Allen in his second year in the league, and he admitted, he said, in big situations, the game gets too fast for me, and I need to slow it down. That wasn't what was going on with Brett Favre. The game was moving plenty slow for Brett Favre. He just saw windows he thought he could fit the football into that he couldn't. And the reason that those two, that's an important distinction to make is because a lot of the time, and it's a classic Brett Favre thing, y'all would be going, no, 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 yes, 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 because those were the types of decisions that he would make, and sometimes it would turn into a big play, and sometimes it would turn into an interception that cost you a game. With Josh Allen, it's just pure panic, and the game gets too fast for him, and he doesn't know what to do. Those are two very different things when you talk about the types of mistakes that those two guys make.
I think
just say Ramie was right.
I think it's possible. But I don't want to. Josh Allen won me back-to-back fantasy leagues, so I'm a little
skewed. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you if that's the case. You have ties. You have loyalties to the man.
But like, he was the worst quarterback in week 1.
He
fumbled the ball. Remember when I said Love fumbled and picked it up and threw a 40-yard pass?
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen fumbled the ball, ran 3 yards, and then fumbled it again. And that was his 4th turnover.
Told you, he's averaging 2 turnovers a game since the start of last season. And when Brian Daboll left for the Giants to take that head coaching job, his offensive coordinator, I said, look out. Watch out for Josh. If you have Josh Allen on your fantasy team, just watch out, because Brian Daboll could have been the magic on the Josh Allen cake.
Brian Daboll tried to get Daniel Jones killed on Sunday night.
Yeah, he did.
Like, if I was in New York, my tweet would have gone viral. I said that in most episodes of Law and Order, he would have been tried so easily for man 1 that there would have been another twist coming. We trying to get this guy killed.
But Brian
Daboll, in New York,
I don't think Brian Daboll cares about Daniel Jones. I don't think he cares about Josh Allen either. He's trying to win football games, and he will risk the long-term future of his quarterback to do so.
One more thing: the Comeback Player of the Year award.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of been on like a crusade against it.
Just the idea of the award in general.
It needs to be split, or so. Like last year, they gave it to Geno Smith.
Okay.
What did Geno Smith come back from?
Being bad.
But he was never good.
Fair. You know what? You're right.
He had 2 shitty
fair.
years as a starter, sat for 6 years, then had a great year. So maybe he came back, and then he's lucky that he did that in a year where Alex Smith didn't have to have his leg amputated. And then he's lucky that didn't happen to him in a year where Eric Berry had cancer and came back and played. You have this award that's basically, hey, you used to suck, now you're good, or congrats on not dying. Because people are going, I see all these predictions, and they're like, oh, Russell Wilson is easily comeback player of the year.
But that is a comeback, because he was good, then bad, and then if he comes back, he's back to being good.
Damar Hamlin came back from the afterlife. If you don't get, I don't care if he was inactive week 1. I don't care if he's inactive every week. He's on a football team.
That's true.
If you're gonna say, well, you got to give it to Russ because he threw 13 touchdowns last year, and this year, if he has a good year, he threw 30. You're saying that Russell Wilson's year last year was so bad, it is worse than dying.
It's worse than dying. But you say he came back from the afterlife, Bart. I say, but did he? You see?
What are you saying? There's no afterlife?
I'm saying, is that Damar Hamlin? Is what I'm saying.
You got me. You got me. You got me. I didn't know you were a truther. You got me. You got me. Where do you think we? Oh, Stephen Colbert, he does this question. He goes, "What do you think happens to us when we die?" And the best answer was ever from Keanu Reeves.
I agree.
He goes, "All I know is that the ones who remain miss us very much."
The people who love us will miss us very much.
And that's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
From a real sense,
yes.
All energy is energy.
True. I've heard this theory.
So if like we die, the energy goes somewhere.
Yes. Energy doesn't die. Energy either continues to go.
So does that mean? But that doesn't
absorbed.
mean that we don't. That doesn't mean like. I don't feel like when people are teaching you about death, that the first thing you should be taught is you like go to school in the clouds and can eat candy whenever you want. And grandpa's there.
That sounds great. Why can't I have that?
Yeah.
I never met my grandpa. I never met either of my grandpas. Why are you taking this away from me, Bart?
I just wonder what happens when we die because someone's getting close.
I was about to say, because you sound like you're about to. Is that why you're curious? Like,
I never cared. I never wondered. I never cared. And then this cough hit me 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, typing how to get Will online.
Can you do a podcast with Grandpa from the clouds? Like, what is it exactly? What's going on?
I gotta mute myself, and it feels like I'm being squeezed. It feels like someone is squeezing me like a Go-Gurt tube.
Please keep this in, Tim Shea. Don't edit this out. Are you going to be all right?
What I always wanted to believe was that we die and then we like go back to wherever and we know all the lives we lived. And then they're like, what do you want to be this time? And then I'll be like, I want to be like a duck. And then you go live as a duck. And then when you go back to the real place, oh no, I'm sweating. When you go back to the real place, your duck experience is, it all helps you.
Sure. Of course.
So I hope that whoever I really am, they're like, what do you want to be? I just want to be some dumb Midwestern guy that can't get hired in local radio. I want those journeys and challenges.
You don't need to get hired in local radio. You got
throw me a smoker's cough at 39 just for shits and gigs. Do that.
Are you going to be all right, bud? You okay?
And make sure you give me a drinking problem also. And make it in the era where there's this like website where you can just get drunk and tweet anything you want into the world. That'll help. That'll help me learn lessons when I come back.
Do you come back? Does it have to be to this plane of existence? Is there like alternate universes where maybe like Twitter doesn't exist? You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Or Damar Hamlin actually didn't die?
Maybe.
Yeah.
If I could come back as anything, it'd be a tree.
A tree?
Because you just sit there and like you just relax. It's like a 500-year like nap. Just fucking relax, man, as a tree.
But I don't know if they have any consciousness. I want to have consciousness. I'd probably be a dog. But that's a sketchy situation. You might end up in a shelter, might end up being a stray, I feel like human is the best, honestly. Does that make you feel any better that we got the best roll of the dice, Bart, getting to be humans with, awareness and consciousness.
I think about that lunch. I'm pretty busy the next few weeks.
All right.
I actually don't. I don't eat anymore, so we might have to try something else.
Okay.
Ramie, thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Got anything to promote?
No, I don't actually. I got nothing to promote. Catch me out, walking my dog in Bayview. Say hi if you see your guy. Nothing to promote. Ramie is tweeting.
Are you?
No, I haven't tweeted in weeks.
Goodbye, everybody. Probably forever.